Last year I made a mini planter box out of one fence picket. It did really well in the craft shows, so this year I wanted to try to up my game without making the build any harder. So let's see what happens. I'm getting ready to cut the fence picket, and I think I'm going to keep it pretty simple. It's just going to be 5 inches by 5 inches for the first two sides, and then I got to subtract whatever the width of this is, and that varies for every fence picket. Actually, no, I don't care if it's a rectangle instead of a square. Yeah, let's do that. 5 inches by 5 inches, 4 pieces. That'll give us our 4 sides, and then we'll figure out the bottom that we need. And then I'm going to rip them down on the table saw to get rid of the rough edges. Alright, I'm going to try something different that I've seen the Rare Craftsman do over on his channel. He torched his planter box. I haven't seen a lot of people torching Cedar planter boxes. I sell these at craft shows, and I was hoping this so people would see something a little different. Let's get some color added to these with fire. I just tried sanding it, and I took all the cool color off. Either I didn't burn it long enough, or I'm doing it wrong, so I'm just gonna burn it again. I burnt them again, and now they're almost to a crisp. They smell about done. I got this brass wire brush. I'm just gonna rub it down, because what I want to do next is run it on the table saw and cut little grooves in it to make it look like little slats or some I wanted to do something, add a little bit more for the client. So I'm going to use the brush and break it up a bit. I am impressed. That's the first time I ever did anything. That color is amazing. Only thing I would recommend is gloves and maybe a mask, because now I feel like I got some in my lungs. I ran out of gloves, so that's my fault. But the color is great. So let's see what happens. Alright, really quick here, before my camera battery dies, I want to say, if you have not yet already, please consider subscribing. Finding any value in my video, it's completely free. It helps me out, makes me want to make more videos like this. If you subscribe, share, comment, help get woodworking out on YouTube. Thank you, and okay, so next, I kind of like that, a little repeating pattern going around. Now, of course, I'm going to have legs covering this section, but I'm getting sick of butt joints on my planter boxes. I've been making a lot of planter boxes. I sell quite a bit. If I get this fastened together and then the legs actually have a 45 on them, I'm going to put some miters on there and see how that works and measure these out. And I will have all the measurements in the description as a cut list. I'm trying to write them down as I go. Okay, before I finish this up, I want to try something new. Usually I use spray lacquer or brush lacquer, and this is going to save me a lot of money because the cost of lacquer per gallon is a lot cheaper than per can. I'm going to be trying out the Gochifix cordless paint sprayer. Okay, so this thing has a great motor in it. I mean, all the adjustments are awesome. I thinned out my lacquer just a little bit, but you have adjustments for different spray patterns, different tips. I picked one of the smaller tips, the second one from the smaller for lacquer, because I thinned mine out a little bit. It came out good. I did a couple little test sprays. It is nice not having a cord in the shop and just having something that I can easily walk around and move while I'm spraying. If you guys want to check it out, there will be 2 affiliate links in the bottom of the description, one with the battery or tool with batteries and the tool without the batteries. So there's also a discount code in the description. It's CBuyRay25, and that'll get you some percentage off to save a little bit of money. And let's go back to finishing this planter. Okay, so with lots and lots of measuring and guessing, I went with an easy number, like 1 inch. So 1 inch is going to cover this end grain and kind of make it look like underneath it's just one continuous pattern. Now I'm going to cut them at 6.5 inches long because I'm wanting the leg to stick out just a hair, but I don't want it to be, I got something planned for the bottom of the foot and I'm in my head, so I wanted to make sure it's enough room. So I'm going to go 6.5 inches for this, so it's not standing up too high. These are 5. So it's not going to have a big, well, I don't know. Maybe I should go bigger. Let's look. 6.5. I don't know. That's not too long. All right. We'll go 6.5. And then, all right, yeah, let's chop up some pieces at 6.5. And I need 8 of them for what I have planned. Let's cut some more out of that fence picket. I hate to admit this. I'm an idiot. I ran these through the table saw. I can tell you right now, I really like this look. Look at that miter there. That's going to look really cool. I might even leave the fuzz on there, because with the cleaner look of this, with the little bit of rustic, it kind of looks nice, But I didn't realize something. To get a 45, I got to cut that much of the material so these line up perfect, which ends up with that much of a corner, which doesn't cover the whole end grain. So I got to make these longer than 1 inch. It covers half of the end grain. Right now, the legs that I just cut, these aren't going to work for this. I wish I would have thought about that before I cut them all. I'm now going to try to cut them at 1.5 inches. I do like one of these micro jigs. I'm not sponsored, but I'll have some in the description as an affiliate link, but they do keep your fingers safe. Okay, I had this idea. I don't know if it's gonna work. It's kind of like I want it to stick out a little bit different than last year's. I got these legs that are gonna be, well, I'm already doing the 45, so hopefully that's enough. But also, I want people to know it's a dog ear fence picket. So I thought I'd copy the dog ear style on the bottom of the leg. So when you get two of them together, you got a little bit of a little something missing here, like we're cutting corners, you know? Okay, I know I said I wasn't gonna sand these, but I don't think I could sleep at night. They're just a little too rough around the edges. So I'm gonna sand them, clean them up a bit, get them in shape, and then we'll start figuring out the bottom, the inside, and the top with this remainder. So stick to the end to see if I can do it out of one fence picket. So I'm kind of in this situation now where all my fence pickets that I've had got this crazy bow in them. The way I want to assemble it's going to leave this gap in there. So I think my best option is to put some glue on there and clamp that down and then let it sit and try to get everything situated before we move on to the next step, in case we have to start all over again. Let's just try to glue these up really quick.
Alright, right now I'm in the middle of adding the legs and matching the 45s together. So what I'm going to be doing here is gluing them and nailing them on. While I'm doing that, I just wanted to stop in and mention a few more things for the sponsor of the video. Now, when I pulled the batteries out, they were fully charged, so I didn't have to charge them, but they do last 60 minutes with continuous run time. So that's a plus. And then it's got 360 degree all angle spraying, so you can go upward towards the ceiling and downward without wasting any paint or, for my case, lacquer in this video. It also has 6 nozzle sizes, 3 different spray patterns, and everything in the box is included to be able to maintain the spray gun and everything. Cleanup was a breeze, and supporting my sponsors is supporting me, so thank you guys.
I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit. I'm really starting to like the look of it. You got that contrasting colors. I am gonna put some drain holes in the bottom. We'll do that after it dries a little. Okay, I am highly impressed with this. This is gonna save me about half the cost. I can lay out all the stuff I do for craft shows on a table. I do a lot of signs and things too, so I'll be able to spray all those at once. It already looks beautiful, and I'm only done the first coat. Okay, I just want to break down the cost really quick for this planter box. Now, I got just under $4 in this in material. I mean, besides the glue and nails. If you guys want to do that, that's okay. The lacquer, you don't have to lacquer these. I did that just because I want this to be a little more shiny and something different for the people at the craft show. But besides that, the wood itself, I mean, $4. I'm going to sell this for $20. If you really want to break it down, a couple coats of lacquer. If you batch all these out, I bet you I wouldn't even use half a quart for probably 10 of these, because with the sprayer and everything, I was getting really good yield out of it. But anyways, even without clear coating this, I could sell this for about 15 bucks. You know, if you could turn $4 to $15, that's a good profit any day.